You guys, welcome to today's video. I have my makeup already on. I have my foundation, concealer, and brows because I'm going to do the rest of my face with a new collection from Hindash. If you don't know, Hindash is a beautiful makeup artist, has a channel here on YouTube. He's also on Instagram. He is a professional makeup artist. He's based, I believe, in Dubai. He was an artist and became a makeup artist, and you can tell. His use of colors is so beautiful. In fact, if you have an olive undertone or a darker skin tone than me, if you're more Mediterranean or Middle Eastern in your skin tone and you haven't seen his channel, I have to ask, why not? Because what he does with color is so amazing. And we all love that monochromatic look, right? But he uses color in such a fresh, beautiful way that you need to go check him out. Now his newest palette just speaks to that, what I just said about color. His first palette was more earthy tones, and for me personally, it was a little too warm. I enjoyed using it, but I didn't feel like there was a lot of flexibility for me. This palette, however, is incredibly inspiring. For me, I just love these colors. These can work with the eyeshadows. These to me obviously are ideal for blushes, but also for eyes, and these two here definitely for eyes. I will be doing swatches, but first let's talk a little bit more about what I got. He also has a lip liner called Lip Tone, which I did not get, and two lipsticks. He's calling the lip products Manifesto, and there are two formulas and two shades. One of the formulas is a matte sheer balm that can be built in a cherry color, and he's calling that Rest in Roses. And the other one is Call Me Peaches, and this is peach, it's matte, it's opaque. I didn't get either of them because I felt Rest in Roses, I probably have something like that. Lip liners I don't use all that much, and Call Me Peaches, I'm not really good with peach. It kind of scared me. But I made my order before his video came out, and I regret it after I saw his video, which I will link right here. EyeTone, one color in wood, which is my favorite. This is a kohl, so it's not something that's going to stay and be waterproof like a permagel, but it's incredibly workable. And if you've seen his videos, the way he does eyes is signature, and he does this. He does this actually with a NARS pencil. And then there's Boy Tears, which is right here. Hello, this is champagne. He wanted it to look like, or he was inspired by the inside of an abalone shell. So the abalone has, you know, that champagne coolness to it, but it also has a million different colors, lavenders and blues and pinks. And that's what he was inspired by. This is a thick swatch, and they're sheared out. For me, I wasn't going to get this because he said something about sparkle, and I thought, I don't want sparkle on my cheeks, but because everything is matte in here, and also, you know, I saw some of the images he was working with, and it looked to me like he was adding this onto all the looks. So I did go ahead and get it. I did go outside and look in the light, and definitely there are micro glitters in here. If that's something you don't mind, have at it. For me, I don't think so, not on a regular basis, but I might for this video. So for this video, I am going to do everything, I'm going to attempt to do everything out of this palette. My eyes are a little sensitive right now. I'm not sure what's going on. It could be vitamin C, it could be retinol, it could be the combination of both, but I'm only going to do one look. But I am so inspired by this that I'm definitely going to do another video that I'll shoot over a couple of days to give you another idea of what you can do with this, because I think there is a lot. You can do, just take one of these, right? And that's what I did last night. When I received this, it was too dark to shoot, but it wasn't too dark to play, and I just did this. It was the fastest eye I've ever done. So fast, so user-friendly. And I just made a monochromatic look. And you could do the same with the blue. You could do the same with each one of these. Or you can mix and match and make it really complicated. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in with this all over my lids just to make sure that I have a dry surface and there won't be any bunching up. And this is Alter. So I have this smallest amount of concealer on, and I'm so bummed that the sun is going in and out. It's been sunny all day, and I guess some clouds just kind of came in. There, that's the Refero 1 brush and Alter. I'm going to do what he often does, and I'm going to start with this pencil. So I am wooded. It's very, very hard for me to do a wing liner, and I don't do it very often. But what he'll actually do is something like a 7, which, you know, to be honest with you, I've done that many times as well. Actually, that line isn't too bad. And I'm barely touching the skin. And then I'm going to make kind of that 7. I won't be able to do the kind of look that he does because I'm so hooded. I'm just going to do a sloppy line right here. And the reason I'm doing it so sloppily is because these are totally workable. So this is a Hakuhodo brush, and my brushes are listed down below. I have 3 Hakuhodos, but the numbers have come off all of them. And now I'm just going to pull this down. Okay, I brought my big mirror in because I feel like I want to hold my lid a little bit taut. So when you're doing kind of a complicated look like his typical looks, it's really important, if you're hooded especially, to have your eyes open while you're looking in the mirror. So getting the eyes even for me is very, very difficult because I'm so deeply hooded and my eyes are different from side to side. Also, my tear duct gland protrudes right here. So I may not get something even, but I know I'm going to get something pretty. Taking the Refero 14 and I'm going in with Dote. And I'm going to do a monochromatic look that just uses that pan, I think. So I'm just working the area where I did the liner initially. Hindash said that he was inspired by the 80s and 90s for this, that he wanted something romantic and a little heartbreaking. I think he got it. I had seen a review by Morgan Turner last night, and she said, well, you really have to build these. You're not going to get a really strong look, which is on trend right now. But I kind of disagree that that's on trend, to tell you the truth. I think this palette is a great way to work with color if you're intimidated by color, and if you don't like those neon, powerful, fantastical, slightly gaudy looks. This is, I think, a wearable way to wear color. And now I'm going in with a light lavender, which is anti-dote. I'm going in with the Refero 02 for that because I want something a little bit bigger or I'll be here forever. There we go. It's so interesting. On the skin, this has that tone. If you look at the eyes of a young child, you know, a 9-year-old, an 8-year-old, you will see that there's some lavender in there. And even though this looks like a light lavender, once you put it on, it doesn't. It's really, really workable. Now I think I just want to shape a little bit, but this was such an easy eye to put together. And if you aren't as uneven as I am, it would probably be even easier. I'm going back in with the liner, and now I'm really going to do a real liner as opposed to something thick and smudging. And I am going to use this in my waterline. These are kohl liners. They're not waterproof, so I don't think I'm going to get a lot of wear out of it there, but I'm going to give it a go. And a little bit of a flick. He also is a fan of just picking up some pencil with a brush. And then to set it, he'll go in with a powder. So I'm going to go in with this one. As I want to do a little bit of color under the eye, I'm going to go kind of in the middle. I don't want to do the darkest, I don't want to do the lightest. So for the now, we're going to leave the eyes as they are. I do want to come back and do the boy tears and do some mascara and whatnot, but let's move on to blush and maybe even contour. I think I'm going to do what he did, which he went in with this shade, and this shade. Look at that. Well, that's just lovely, and my skin is not powdered. I didn't have any issues with it at all. Beautiful. Because these are pressed pigments, he said that these actually last a long time. I think he said that. Now, he also said that you could contour your nose, so I'm going to give that a try with this one. Contouring the nose it's tricky for me. I guess it's tricky for a lot of people. Sometimes I do it with a thin brush and it feels too sharp. And he also likes to do the blush right over the nose. So whatever's left on my blush brush, we can just kind of do that. Probably not much left, but that will help to blend out the contour. So let's do a little bit of contour on my face. Use the same blush brush just because it has a great shape for doing this. I'm a little afraid, you guys. I'm just going to go back and forth and see what happens. Oh. Okay. So depending, I guess, on your skin tone, you might spend a little more time in the dark area or a little more time in the light area, but this is not bad. It's not a bronzer though. There's no warmth here, so you don't want to bring it all over the face like you would a bronzer. You just want to do it where you would put a contour. Now I have a little bit of something on my lips. I have the Merit oil just to kind of soothe my lips, and I'm thinking, since there's still some left, maybe I can use this as a lip color. So I'm going to take the Rever 28 and hit this peachy reddish color. It does look different actually on the brush, and put this on just the remnants of the oil. I just want to see what happens. Nice. This is a Rever 28. Wow. Doesn't feel too bad, but remember I did just have a little bit of that oil on my lips. So, wow, that is really, really cool. Okay, let's talk about Boy Tears. I tried it the other day where I put it on my hand and then I picked it up with a brush, but I feel like this dries very quickly. So I'm going to just do direct from the wand to the eyes, but I feel like I want it right here initially, so you can see what would happen if you're just going to use this to brighten. I feel like I had a little too much on, so it's going a long way. But boy, you can get a look out of that. And now, of course, I'm going to put some on the lid, but I've done everything else, like the liner and everything, so I do want to be pretty careful about it, and I think I will blend it again with a brush as opposed to my finger. The finger sure is faster. I think a little goes a really long way. He said that, and so did Morgan. And I did use this last night and came to the same conclusion. But as you blend it out like that, you lose the shimmer, which is a good thing or a bad thing. If you want that shimmer, you're going to have to kind of not blend it out. And a little mascara. I'll be right back. All right, now, I love this. I love this, but there's a part of me when I look at this palette, I think, well, you know, you could do this on the eyes, on the lips, obviously, it's great on the lips, and on the cheeks, and have not only a monochromatic eye, but a monochromatic face, which is what I did not do today. But I wonder if I could pick up a little bit of this lavender. I think it's barely noticeable, but it gives you a something. Lavender can be very brightening, actually. Look at that. There's so many things I think you can do with this palette. Yes, monochromatic eye, which is what I did today. My eye is all here, and liner. That's it. You can do the same thing here, 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 even here. But I got a beautiful blush color, a beautiful lip color. I just feel like I'm inspired by this. This palette actually really makes me happy. And while I loved his first palette, it seemed a little too warm for my comfort zone, and I was kind of stymied, like, what should I do? You know how it is. You see a palette, you're like, huh, I love it, but I don't know what to do with it. This one, I want to play. I want to play, 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 play. And unlike the other color palettes, like the Natasha Denona palettes is coming out soon, I feel like this color is totally sophisticated. I think depending on how you apply it, it can be whimsical, diaphanous, just a wash on the eye. Obviously I didn't do that, but there's different ways you can apply it, and you're just going to get more of a sophisticated look than something that punches you in the face, which frankly I prefer. But you still have the color, so it's a win-win for me. I just love this. I'm so, so happy for Hindash. And I love the boy tears. I think there is a learning curve with this, how you apply it. It can be quite bright if you just kind of put it on and let it set. And it can be a little bit different if you use your fingers to blend out, which I ended up doing. And even from eye to eye, I think they're a little bit different. I think it's a great tool for this, especially if you feel like you need to have some shimmer in your life. You can't just do a matte palette by itself. And the pencil is lovely, workable, malleable, and settable. And I'm super thrilled with my look today. Yay! All right, you guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I really hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be smart, be safe, and I'm wishing you good health.